This is amazingly enhanced and colorized footage of British, French, German and American tanks during World War I. Tanks during World War I had four purposes: firepower, shielding foot soldiers, crossing trench obstacles and breaking through barbed wire. The first tanks were based on caterpillar traction, originally developed for farmland tractors. British tanks were based on the Little Willie prototype, succeeded by a tank called Mother, which led to the production of the Mark I to Mark X heavy tank series, first introduced to the battlefields in 1916. Characteristic for the Mark I were the two wheels that it dragged along to assist in the steering through muddy terrain and to cross trenches. In 1917, the Mark IV tank was put into service, of which over 1,200 were built. By then the steering wheels were abandoned. These heavy 28 tons tanks moved slowly at only 6 km per hour. There were so-called female and male versions, respectively equipped with only machine guns or heavy guns. The British medium Mark A Whippet was a medium-sized tank. It weighed 14 tons and had a maximum speed of 13 km per hour, thus being faster and more maneuverable than the Mark IV and Mark V heavy tanks. The first French tank was the Schneider CA1, a 13-ton heavy tank which had a maximum speed of 8 km per hour. It was of poor design and thus was replaced in 1917 by the FT-17, built by car manufacturer Renault. The Renault FT was an agile 7 tons, 2-man vehicle armed with a machine gun or light 37mm gun. It revolutionized the World War I battlefield and stayed into service until well after World War II. The Germans were late when introducing the Sturmpanzerwagen A7V to the battlefield in 1918. It was a heavy 31 tons tank with a maximum speed of 15 km per hour, of which only 20 were built. The Mephisto was the only one to survive World War I. The Saint-Chamond was another French tank that entered the war from mid-1917. It was classed as a heavy tank, weighing 23 tons and had a maximum speed of 12 km per hour. The Ford Model 1918, M1918, was one of the first indigenous American tanks. It was a small two-man, one-gun tank and was agile and fast at a maximum speed of 13 km per hour and weighed only 3 tons. This video is too short to tell far more about these tanks. Check out the Wikipedia links in the description. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Till the next time.